Quick disclaimer, I do not have The Athletic, so all the substance that's in this video is not available to me, it's just me talking out of my behind. With that being said though, this was posted onto The Athletic. Of course, I can't read the article, but this kind of popped off a little bit on Twitter I saw, and I saw some very positive reception, and I totally understand why. Check out this article here from The Athletic. In the face of a cap crunch, would a James Neal trade be worthwhile for the Flames? Obviously, I can't show you anymore, it's all cut off, I don't have access. If you are able to see it though, read it, I'm pretty sure it's a good article, but this brought itself up, and The Athletic posted a tweet about it. Would a James Neal for Loui Eriksson swap be beneficial to both the Canucks and the Flames? Now, this is not an idea that is completely foreign to most Canucks fans that have been paying attention to the media. There was that whole idea that was talked about with Elliot Friedman on a three-way trade between the Oilers, Canucks, and Flames, wherein Loui Eriksson would go over to Calgary, James Neal would go to Edmonton, and Milan Lucic would come to Vancouver in a three-way swap of bad contracts. I didn't cover that because that was just a what if they did this kind of scenario. There was really no substance at all to that, so I felt that there was no value in sharing something like that. But this is an article on The Athletic bringing up a one-for-one, maybe one-for-one, maybe a trade between the Calgary Flames and the Vancouver Canucks that gets rid of Loui Eriksson, and one that I actually like. It's interesting to understand that this kind of idea doesn't seem too far-fetched anymore because of how these bad contracts have been available to these teams and how these players haven't lived up to their contracts. James Neal is a player who, let's face it, nobody really expected him to be as bad as he was this season. He's always been a 20-goal guy his whole career up until the Flames, where he only got 7 goals, 12 assists, 19 points in 63 games. He really did not show up, and he didn't mesh well with that system, and now he's the subject of trade talks. So what do you think? What do you think about an Eriksson for Neal swap? Now I'll tell you, I really like that much more than I like Eriksson for Lucic. And with the whole idea of these three players, Lucic, Eriksson, and Neal, being in the same kind of boat, heck, there was even that scenario of a three-way trade, I think it would be very worthwhile to explore that idea. If Jim Benning is willing to get rid of Eriksson, and if he's willing to waive, then why not get James Neal, who's just 1 year removed from being a consistent 20-goal guy his whole career, who's just 1 year removed from being a consistent 50-point guy for his whole career. If James Neal is given the right opportunities to succeed, I believe he can very much do so. He's 31, he's a right winger, 6'2", 220 pounds. He provides a physical and a social maturity to him that can totally mentor the young guys and can teach them the ropes of being a veteran in the NHL. James Neal is a guy who I would like, and obviously, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Eriksson for Neal 1-for-1 is going to go through every day of the week, and it's going to go through, but you know, if they're in the same ballpark, and if they're in the same boat, why not try it? Please, if you have anything to say that doesn't align with this, I'd love to hear it. If there's any perspective out there that combats Eriksson for Neal, then I'd like to hear it. Comment down below what you think. But for the most part, I don't know if anybody listening to this video would actually be like, yeah, I'd do Lucic for Eriksson, but I wouldn't do Eriksson for Neal. So overall, I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. Obviously, read the link in the description below. It's the Athletic article. I didn't read this, so this commentary that I made is mostly just an advertisement for that, or, you know, it's a quote-unquote discussion about that. If you do read The Athletic, though, check it out. It's probably a pretty interesting article. I know it is for me, because it sparked up this whole video, but hope you enjoyed this video. Social Life Shores are Gaming, and bye.